Lions see me, they run around. Nobody see there's animals like here, but these animals take over. You're the champion. I'm the king. I'm the king, brother. Take over everything. I take over in this game.
Khamzat Chimaev really is somebody that you need to take seriously. He's somebody that, garners attention for the right reasons. Knockout power, great jiu-jitsu, strong wrestling, and the man is a psychopath. Simple as that. He's a psychopath, but that's what I love. I don't want, when I'm watching people fight in a cage for a living, I don't care if they're psychotic. I don't care if they have a screw loose. I don't care if they're a little bit, mental. And I think he might be.
Today, we would like to talk about the journey of a regular Chechen guy who, thanks to his hard work, managed to break into the best MMA league in the world. We want to recall the whole path of Khamzat Chimaev and tell you about his formation in the mixed martial arts and find out how Borz managed to become a superstar of the major MMA promotion in an abnormally short period of time.
The guy's special. I've been in this game my whole life. I've never seen anything like him.
I'm not that guy here. I'm gonna come for everyone. I kill everybody. Allah Akbar.
And like nothing I've ever seen before, I think this guy has the potential to do anything.
Everybody. I come in for everybody. Kill everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the king. Kill everybody.
Get comfortable as you're about to see the Chechen machine of destruction in the face of Khamzat Chimaev and his complete story. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and leave comments with 4 words. Here we go. Childhood, youth and professional sport.
And Chechnya is totally different when you grow up in the war. Yes, he's not that close of our toughness. He was in the school and he had a good life, he had the bread, but we didn't have that. I moved here and they bring us to immigration. We get that one room. My sisters, me, mom, everyone's living in the same room. That was hard. A lot of people are talking about I'm from the ghetto, I'm from this and that. It's not the same thing.
Today was born on May 1st of 1994 in the Gwadiskre village, Chechen Republic. That's where Khamzat spent his childhood years. Back when he was studying in school, Khamzat began wrestling and even competed at the local tournaments. As Chimaev already said himself, it was a tough time for him and his family, but there was nowhere to go and the teenager had to adapt to the surrounding environment. Sport helped the guy get away from everyday problems and build up his confidence. As we know, after school, closer to the age of 19, he moved to Sweden after his brother, who started living in the city of Malta with his wife and kids 3 years earlier.
I come from Chechnya originally. I grew up in my country till 19, so after 19 I moved to Sweden. That was tough time, hard time. In my country was the war when I grew up, after the war as well. So I told that before as well, my life wasn't like sugar,
The reason for Borz's move was that his brother needed to go through surgery as he had health issues. The family did not want to treat him at home and decided to travel to Stockholm. When the medics performed the needed work, Khamzat and his family decided to stay at the new place. Our hero really liked it, and this place became his second home, as he himself would tell us right now. In any case, people will find out what sort of a person I am. I like to think that they see that I'm not a bad person in real life. I'm only bad in the cage. I really like Sweden. I could say it's my second home. I'm in Moscow for 3 days and I already miss Stockholm. There, everyone is a friend. I have Swedish friends, Arabs, whites, blacks. We're all friends, like a family in the gym. And we meet outside the gym, got meals, hung out. Before dedicating his life to combat sports, Chimaev had time to work at the freezer factory and as a bouncer at the nightclub. Everything changed significantly in one sudden moment when he found himself at the MMA training session. The new discipline captivated the young man and he headlong into all of its intricacies. Though in modern standards, he started doing that rather late.
Tough time with my mom, my family, my dad, and went through many things. And then we moved to Sweden, tried to find some good life, you know, and doing work and training sometimes as well, many years. And when I get at 24, so I'm being in the first time MMA gym.
We should also mention that wrestling was not just a hobby for the Chechen Swede. He was honing his mastery from 5 years of age. He can be rightfully called one of the best freestyle wrestlers in the country. In 2016 and 2017, Khamzat won the gold medal in the Swedish Championship at the 190 pounds category, and in 2018 he did the same at the 202 pounds. If we believe the information from open sources, his record was 24 wins and no losses. He was competing from February of 2014 till November of 2021. Besides, we know that at an earlier age he was performing at judo and combat sambo competitions, taking prize-winning places. I just want to know, what's your base? What do you mean? Like MMA, wrestling? Killing, brother. Breaking people. That's my base. Our hero began training and grasping mixed martial arts in the All Stars gym. He has been working for many years by the side of such fighters as Alexander Gustafsson, Ilia Latifi and Reza Madadi. The latter, by the way, became Chimaev's coach and helped him to prepare for many of his future opponents. And the same Gustafsson said that he thinks Borz is one of the best fighters he's ever worked with. Actually, Khamzat's idea to conquer the world of martial arts was spontaneous. He was inspired at his work when during a 15-minute break he watched the fight between Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo. He wanted to perform at huge events just like these guys, figuring that their efforts bring them boatloads of money, fame and recognition. He was also a fighter. He had a soul of a warrior, and he had everything required to make the first steps that could potentially lead to great accomplishments. There's more to do now. There used to be a time I could. Now people come over on Sunday, sponsors, others, these journalists. One dude came to the gym saying, "I came with you from Azerbaijan to do an interview." I said, "You didn't ask me. First you come and then you tell me." I sat with him, did what he wanted. I didn't want to offend him either. But you have to ask the person whether he wants to or doesn't. He came in such a positive mood. I saw in his eyes that he will give me 100%. He came to do his job. Khamzat is so kind. You can see it in his eyes. We did some small interview. After stepping on the path that inspired the Chechen with a furious desire to break into the top of the food chain, Khamzat Chimaev started hard training and participating in full-blown competitions, but at first he tried himself on the amateur scene. Mixed martial arts. Bro, that's impossible. For God's sake, I'm already tired just from standing here in the gym. We've been here for like 2 hours. How many training sessions do you have in a day? How many? As many as I can do till the gym closes. So like 3 sessions? Of course, brother. Today in the morning from 9 to 10 we were working on the pads, and then from 10 to 11:30 strength and conditioning. And after that, me and Guram were doing pads for 30 more minutes. Then in the evening, well, you saw that yourself. So our hero began making his first steps in the mixed style in September of 2017. The amateur career of Borz started with his performance at Fight Club Rush 1. The Chechen Swede's opponent was Khaled Lalam. Jaunty nature of the Chechen beast broke into the fight with a big bang. It wasn't even 10 seconds into the fight when Borz tossed his vis-a-vis to the ground. From there, Khamzat was applying immense pressure on his opponent and doing damage at any given opportunity. He was throwing him down, holding him with a bear grip and draining all the energy poor Khaled had. That's how the first round unfolded, under total dominance of Chimaev and his offensive style. The next started with precise and heavy shots to his opponent, which knocked him down. The Swedish Chechen fighter turned up even more from this sequence and rushed to finish his prey. After properly tormenting him on the ground, he let Lalam get back to his feet. It's not clear why Khaled decided to shoot for Khamzat's legs, making a fatal mistake. He prompted our hero to execute a ass choke, which made him tap and earn Chimaev his first victory in amateurs.
The cage is my home. I like to be inside. I like to see my opponent, to see his face, to beat his face, eat him, you know, like I'm so hungry. So like everything I like that.
Eventually, the beginning prospect who wanted to conquer martial arts had 2 more fights on the amateur scene. Unfortunately, there are no recordings of these bouts on the internet. Instead, we have information that Chimaev performed in November and also stopped his opponent via second-round submission. The third and last fight took place in April of 2018 at Nordic Warrior 3, where he beat his opponent by a TKO in less than a minute from the start. And here's the date of May 26, 14th event of International Ring Fight Arena. Professional debut of our hero, catchweight, the one to play a role of a punching bag, was guard of Sagan. We deeply regret to announce that we have only pieces of that footage, but even that is enough to see a more or less clear picture. The first round unfolded at a high pace. Borz's confidence could be seen from a mile away. He fearlessly went forward, messing up default settings of guard Olf's face with every strike he threw. And a quick and accurate jab from Chimaev knocked the poor guy down. After that, it was a one-sided beatdown, with no exaggeration. Sure, Sagan kind of tried to offer the young prospect resistance while eating big shots on the ground, but he wasn't very successful. Khamzat simply did not want to give him any chances to survive. In the end, it got to a point where the referee was forced to step in and save the guy from total destruction. The first professional victory via TKO was achieved more than successfully.
He's gone down in weight, and he has a very, very good work ethic. So if you're willing to work hard, you're going to develop.
The next appearance of our hero on the MMA radars happened 3 months later. Khamzat became a part of Fight Club Rush event once again, where he performed in amateurs last year. But this time, he was to face an opponent of a higher caliber. It happened to be the Norwegian Ole Magnar, and the bout was held in the middleweight division. This fight lasted for almost the entire first round. Borz secured a takedown from the very first seconds, no wonder. After taking a good position at the fence, he began beating the Norwegian up and making him feel pain every way he could. Closer to the middle of the round, Khamzat demonstrated a quite interesting detail of his technique. He locked his opponent's hand from the back and began thrusting one shot after another from the top position. It's surprising that Magnar endured all of the ground and pound of Chimaev and even tried to fight back from this position. In one of such moments, he landed a light strike to Khamzat's chin that knocked out his mouthguard, but it didn't faze our hero. Holding his opponent with one hand, he calmly fixed his guard and executed a choke. This exact sequence often appeared in different compilations on the internet as an example of how cold-blooded and confident the Chechen fighter was. And thus, at 4.5 minutes of the first round, Borz secured his second professional victory by a submission. Respect to Ole, he is a good fighter. But I know that I'm a lot better. I'm planning to get into the UFC. It's just a matter of time. By the middle of November, our hero was contacted by a rather decent organization, Brave FC, which long built a reputation of a platform for promising talents who eventually achieved great heights in bigger promotions. As you can see, they noticed Khamzat from the very start. His third professional fight was against Marko Kisic at the 18th event. This time, the bout was held in the welterweight division. By the way, at that time, Kisic had a reputation of a finisher, and on paper, he was a serious challenge for Chimaev. But as history taught us, this theory had nothing in common with reality, because for Borz, the reputation and accomplishments of Marko meant less than nothing. As soon as the bell rang, both rushed at each other like they were bitter enemies. During an exchange, Chimaev's heavy right hand landed on the target and sent Kisic down on the mat. At first, Khamzat did not want to rush and let the Austrian get up, but only to ground him shortly after. Though the bigger part of the fight unfolded on the feet, the Swedish Chechen was clearly better than his vis-a-vis in this aspect despite his wrestling background. Throughout the round, Marco was knocked down at least a couple of times. And that's the thing about our hero, his technique is extremely unusual.
Catches the kick and drops him with the overhand.
He is capable of throwing such precise and heavy shots that the opponent can't see them, if we're talking about striking. And on the ground, Khamzat is a lord and master. Each of his attacks can do a lot of damage and deform faces with a couple of shots. Closer to the 3rd minute, Chimaev took a dominant position on the ground. He did not go for the choke or submission and simply unleashed a barrage of hammer fists and other strikes from the top, which made the referee intervene.
Oh, big hammer fist. That's it. That's it. All over.
Thus, our hero earned his 3rd stoppage victory and extended his win streak, apart from the most important thing, a successful debut in the new organization.
Khamzat, look at that guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what the man?
Hey, and you want to hear what I hear? It's crazy.
The training sessions?
Yeah,
that's what I hear too.
He's over, because Darren Till's there right now
at
All Stars in Sweden. And
what'd Darren tell you?
He's a animal. He's just an absolute animal, non-stop in every way, striking, wrestling, conditioning. Apparently, you know, because all his fights are finished real quick.
Yeah.
So he's never had to show that side of things. But apparently his conditioning is like nothing you've ever seen as well.
A bit more than a month later, our hero performed at Brave 20, saving it from cancellation, as he accepted to fight on short notice against the welterweight, Sydney Wheeler. This time, he was to go to India to fight and show himself for the local fans of mixed martial arts. To describe the action in the cage, we'll give you an example from the UFC 5 game that likely many of you play. Maybe you or your friends had a situation when a player entered the octagon with an intention to fight on the feet and randomly swinging hands and legs, but as soon as they missed the takedown and figured that they wouldn't get up from the ground, they immediately quit. So there was the exact same thing in the fight between the American and the Swedish Chechen. Overall, the fight lasted only 35 seconds. During that time, Wheeler just began unloading the clip but was met with resistance in the form of a takedown from Chimaev. And not wasting too much time, he tapped in surrender. Khamzat fed the poor guy just a couple of big shots, but it happened to be enough to earn him a 4th victory in his professional career.
India! I love you, India! Oh! I want to go every day fighting.
I don't want to stay in the category. The only thing I want is the belt in 77. The belt is belong to me, so Brave Nation, please give it to me.
By April of 2019, Borz had another training camp, during which he honed his skills to perfection. And there was a reason for that, because the next opponent in his path represented a way bigger threat than all of Chimaev's previous victims combined. Khamzat's return took place at Brave 23. The one to oppose him was Ikram Aliskerov, now a UFC fighter with incredibly high potential. By the time of the fight with our hero, the Dagestani had a record of 8 victories and 0 losses, which was twice as many wins as Chimaev had. To your information, Ikram is a former combat sambo champion of the world and a student of the great Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, which basically means that the guy feels confident in every aspect of the fight. In other words, the stakes were very high for both athletes. As you might have guessed, the start of the fight set a very high pace. Even though Borz was fully aware of his opponent's wrestling skills, he was putting his 100% in every takedown attempt. Such a cocky and pressure-heavy approach couldn't help but catch Aliskerov off guard, though he still didn't allow him to complete his takedowns. Either way, it wasn't Khamzat's main goal. He acted that way to distract his opponent. You can see the proof of our words on your screens, as well as how a fast and precise jab of Chimaev knocks Ikram down. Then, fighters began exchanging kicks and feeling each other out. The Dagestani thought that he already weathered the danger, but not at all. Switching a line of attack, Chimaev once again distracted his opponent and caught him with a huge uppercut. The attack landed right on the target, after which Khamzat went for follow-up shots. But to be honest, it wasn't necessary, as Scariest already left his physical body. Thus, the Swedish Chechen warrior became the first, and at that point of time, the only fighter who managed to not only beat Scariest, but also finish him. Later, Chimaev admitted that the Dagestani was the toughest challenge of his career.
I think one guy I met in the Brave, there is Scariest. He has to be in the UFC. That guy is good. I think he won 5 fights after me, and that guy is really good.
It's hard to tell if we're going to see this fight in the UFC, but Scariest said on multiple occasions that he would like to have a rematch. Honestly, from a competitive standpoint, it's my dream fight. So I just recently signed the contract and everybody tells me like, come on, call Chimaev out. But he is doing great. He reached the top. He is in the top 5, even top 3. But I just arrived in the UFC and I need to test myself to see what I'm capable of and what I can do. I have to take fights and then we'll see what's going to happen. But let's not get ahead for now. The next target on the hit list of Borz was a fighter named Usman, who shared the octagon with our hero in October at Brave CF27. The organization was not in a hurry to book Khamzat for a title fight. The matchmakers gave him the South African, thinking that it was a serious test for the undefeated prospect, but it wasn't even remotely close to reality. We have long established that experts' opinions in such a complicated sport as MMA are not always reliable. Right from the start, Chimaev took his opponent down and began totally controlling him. For the most part, that's how the first round went down, with the Chechen's mastery and his dominant wrestling. The second round began with a takedown as well, who would have thought? And here, Khamzat distinguished himself with one move which will also be associated with him in the UFC. He tightly grabbed Longwa with both hands, picked him up, carried him across the cage and tossed him on the ground near his corner. Wasting no time, he grabbed his neck like a python and made him tap with the ass choke.
Oh, he's out! He is out!
As a result, 6-0 in 1.5 years from the start of his professional career. Impressive, isn't it? That's what I'm trying to tell all the young guys who come to the gym. My back hurts today, or my knee hurts, or my finger hurts. One had a sore nail or elbow. Skip the training in the morning. I said, what are you doing? If you really get injured, you can rest for a month. It's stupid. A fingernail is nothing. No need to stop because of these minor injuries. They will always happen. My back hurts. Something else hurts. My knee hurts. The next day my arm hurts. You can still push through this pain. If you do this kind of sport, something will always hurt and you will always lose something. That's the nature of the sport. If you become famous, you lose friends or other stuff. A lot of things happen. But you have to strive for more. Force yourself to work and to achieve something for the sake of your family and for the sake of other things. I don't think that a person can achieve big success if they do it only for their own sake. Signing with the UFC.
When I start MMA, I always think I'm gonna be champion in the UFC, but now it's going so crazy fast, you know. I was thinking it's gonna be like that.
Time has shown that the finish over Mzwandili happened to be the last one inside Brave. It was because of the pandemic. It doesn't mean that the Chechen prospect didn't try to get a title shot. It's just that he didn't get to fight for the belt due to lockdown and the situation in the world. But every cloud has a silver lining. Even without an opportunity to draw attention with a big clash and the title on the line, Khamzat Chimaev made enough noise with his 6 performances to be seen as a valuable asset in the eyes of the major promotion. As we know, at first Borz signed a contract with a worldwide known manager, Ali Abdel Aziz, which in turn brought him to the doorstep of the world's best league. Closer to July of 2020, he shared the octagon with the American fighter John Phillips, taking a fight on short notice on the Fight Island. It was a middleweight bout.
Khamzat Chimaev Khamzat Mania is running wild, DC. I mean, this guy has just burst onto the scene, maybe the star of Fight Island.
We're not gonna lie, many people from the CIS space betted on Chimaev in the lead up to this fight. After all, he was very promising based on the 6 fights he had. But the bigger part of the community was not familiar with the irrepressible nature of Borz. The only renowned fighter who talked about him at the time was only Alexander Gustafsson because he trained with him in Sweden.
He can play too, but this guy, he wants it, you know. He doesn't want to lose one round in the training. So every time I spar with him, I have to be prepared. And he's just started. So that's the scariest thing with this guy. He's just started his career. And
the first fight of Khamzat in the major promotion was very impressive. The debutant looked absolutely incredible in all aspects. And though his opponent somehow managed to survive a wild first round, he did not offer any resistance in the second. A brilliant ass choke ended the fight already in the very first minute.
Feel amazing. Thank you very much. It was good. So fast. I want to be there more. Love to smash somebody. Yeah, I said to Dana I want to fight next week, but my coach, my brother Reza Madadi, he was in the UFC. Everybody know him. He's an amazing fighter. He said to me, listen to me, we're gonna take the fight. Take it easy now, not next week, but I listened to him. Maybe next month, 1-2 months, come back and smash somebody again.
Quite expectedly, the prospect got a deserved award for this fight. However, he did not stop on that and decided to distinguish himself like nobody else. You have to agree, for such an eccentric beast as Khamzat Chimaev, one single performance, though incredibly spectacular, wouldn't be enough to grab the attention of the whole fighting industry. To stand out and go down in history, Chimaev decided to surprise the fighting world with a record turnaround of just 10 days. On July 26th, our hero returned to the octagon on the card headlined by Robert Whittaker and Darren Till. The next opponent of Borz was Rhys McKee, the Irish debutant who was signed specifically to get slaughtered by a hungry and determined Chechen. Believe it or not, but even despite a super short break and having no training camp, Khamzat Chimaev completely destroyed the poor guy with a TKO. It was all over in the first round, right after our hero took McKee down on the mat and battered him until the referee stopped the fight.
Khamzat Chimaev, here's a
Feel amazing, like I said 10 days before. I'm so happy to be here, make history. If they have some history, just tell me, I'm gonna take this.
You're getting the comparisons to Khabib already, you know, comparing you, hey, Khabib, well, even your manager is calling you Khabib 3.0. Is that okay? Do you want those comparisons, or do you not want to be tied to Khabib?
It doesn't matter for me. I like these guys. These guys now pound. I think it's pound. I don't know. It's pound for pound number one. Yeah, I think it's pound for pound number one. He's 28 wins. Like, yeah, but soon I'm gonna be pound for pound number one. I'm gonna be champion. I have 8 fights, 8 finish. I destroyed everybody.
It was a truly unique precedent in the history of mixed martial arts and the world's best league in particular. Borz broke into the promotion like a hurricane, knocking down the front door and making the entire community talk about him. Impressionable fans already began matching him up with the top fighters of the division, and one of the few truly elite fighters who gave their comments on the newly arrived prospect was Robert Whittaker.
He hasn't been tested yet, and that's all. That's all I can say on it. I will say though, I like his attitude. he's a scary dude. You know what I mean? Like I like it. He is next level crazy. I hope, yeah. No, I hope he keeps like trying to tear up the division and not target me. Please don't target me, Hazmat.
But it wasn't the time for the real talks about these kinds of fights just yet. After a sensational 2 fights in the span of 10 days, becoming almost the center of the attention of the promotion's bosses, Chimaev took a break for almost 2 months. On September 19th, he broke into the octagon again, this time to cross paths with the cocky American Gerald Meerschaert. Frankly speaking, the latter never really shined in the UFC, but on his side, he had an experience after all these years of competing.
And guess what? If he's one of those tough guys that talks about, oh, I tap, that's fine. I'll snap your arm off or I'll put you to sleep. I've put 2 people to sleep in the UFC already, so it's nothing new to me. Whatever happens on the 19th, people are going to know my name a lot better from now on. I'm going to inflict pain, because even if I want to walk out of that cage and somehow, let's say I, lose a controversial decision or something, I promise you one thing: Khamzat is not going to be physically able to fight come October. As soon as he steps out of that cage, he's going to need at least 6 months to recover from what I'm going to do to him.
He's got the height of most middleweights, but he's really skinny. Like, he is not that thick of a guy. So if nothing else, I don't understand how and I'm sure he believes it, how he believes that he's going to put his hands on me and be able to do anything. Like, he doesn't look big enough, But he's probably pretty fast because he's going to be lighter. His technique isn't bad at all, but you still got to have some kind of power to do anything, especially in grappling. And I'm a pretty strong grappler myself, so I don't think this is the weight class for him.
Mirsad made a fatal mistake when he started talking crap about the Chechen hunter. Perhaps his experience over the years of performances inspired him with some phantasm of a hope that he would be able to back his words up with deeds and test the young talent. But Khamzat's opinion on that matter was different.
You think you're black belt?
Yeah.
But
yeah, when you
Jack
fight tough guys,
Jack Hermanson, he didn't have a black belt. Why he choke you out?
Sometimes you lose when you fight tough guys, man.
Who give you
You'll find out
belt? I have blue belt. I'm gonna choke you out.
You can go ahead and try there, buddy.
You have to give me your black belt to me.
Yeah, he was here. I met him. He was like straight. I said he speak too much. He talk too much in my media. Like, he disrespect me. They did like these things. I didn't like that. But I said to him, "You like to talk too much?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm gonna smash your face, chicken." And he said nothing. Like, I go from there.
There is not really much to describe in this fight, because Chimaev did not leave Mirsad any chances to survive.
If you have fight, give me fight. When you want, I'm gonna fight you.
He knocked the talkative veteran out with literally the very first punch and scored a triumphal victory in just 17 seconds. It would be interesting to see how this fight would have unfolded without a knockout, but we can't go back in time. So, in just 2 months, Borz secured 3 finishes inside the UFC and did absolutely everything to be remembered by the fans in a way nobody else in the history of the promotion managed to.
But my coach told me first round, do a little bit of boxing, feel how you feel in the UFC, your boxing, but I don't did my boxing in the UFC. Now I knocked out in this guy.
Feel good. Feel good to knock him out. I see he was, when I look at his eyes, he was a little nervous, like in the cage. When I look at him, he don't want to be there. I said that directly. Yeah, because everybody say you Khabib number 2, something like that. But I'm Khamzat. I can knock out people, like submit the people, smash the people, everything.
3 brilliant finishes in the biggest mixed martial arts league really made people say that Khamzat is a potential star of Conor McGregor level. There wasn't a single day that somebody didn't upload a video about him on their channel with analysis and breakdown. At the same time, Chimaev himself was giving interviews left and right in which he called out the notorious Irishman for a fight.
Conor McGregor is watching this right now, Khamzat. What is your message to Conor McGregor?
Let's fight. Don't talk and fight. If you're a real gangster, if you're a real man, don't talk in Instagram. Just come in the cage, talk in the cage, say something to me.
The hype around the Swedish Chechen machine was taking off. 3 spectacular and brutal victories happened to be more than enough for the UFC matchmakers to put this hungry beast against the future welterweight champion Leon Edwards. The Englishman was ranked number 3 in the division and was on a winning streak since 2015. However, this fight was not meant to happen. At first, it was rescheduled several times and then ultimately cancelled. the reason lies in our hero's illness, which was caused by the COVID infection and all the complications. Things became so serious that Chimaev even thought of retiring from the sport.
Yeah, lungs, I feel pain there, like when I blood, like when I come out sometimes.
His friends called me and like, hey, Khamzat can't even speak, you know. His fever is so high, his headache is so much, you know, muscle pain and everything.
In March of 2021, he made a post about that on his social media. Luckily, this happened to be a hasty and emotional decision, because just a week later, Khamzat gladdened his fans with the news about his return.
When I come back to my country, here also they helped me. I did house surgery, I did operation here. So they took out some stuff, like I don't know how to explain it.
It's been more than a year since Borz's last appearance in the octagon. He managed to come back into the game only in October at UFC 267. The opponent of the undefeated prospect was Li Jingliang, a tough and heavy-hitting knockout artist who can put a whooping on any fighter in the UFC roster. And on top of that, the Chinese fighter was ranked number 12 in the division, and for the Chechen, this news was like a red cape for the bull, which he couldn't wait to tear apart as soon as possible.
The hype is hype, and ability is ability. The last time, I have always been the underdog, and the last time, the hype train was derailed.
I'm gonna eat him. I'm a real gangster, you see me? When I need to up to, wait backstage, I'm coming for you too, bro. No, I'm joking.
Of course, he knows me. But whether he knows me or not, I know him. So I know he did 3 UFC fights, and there are so many medias want to know about him. But all in all, only my fist do the talk. Yeah, let's find out. It's the leech versus the wolf. Let's see who eat who.
Yeah. They said before the fight he's like that, and after the fight he's not his level. Like, they have to give him some better guys. You know, yeah, we'll see. Come here and take his head and win this fight.
What Khamzat Chimaev did after a long-awaited return is almost indescribable, because he pulled off something amazing. He dismantled the Chinese like he was some amateur rookie who stepped on the canvas for the first time. He effortlessly grabbed him, carried through the octagon, and dropped him near Dana White, with whom he had time to exchange a couple of words, and then easily choked him out unconscious. And in the post-fight interview, he delivered this very explosive line that the MMA fans were really fond of.
Kill everybody! I'm the champ! I'm the king! Get everyone! Ah!
Just wanna fight, bro. Fight. I love this shit, bro. I'm here and to fight and make money and be happy and give this shit to you guys.
I respect all my opponents. The people, I'm here in the cage, I have no respect, nobody. If I come to kill somebody, I take my money. Outside, I respect all the guys. I like to speak with my opponents, joke with them. And I don't know why people hate me sometimes. I'm love this shit. I come for everybody and show good fights and take money, be happy, thanks.
At the post-fight press conference, the journalist asked Khamzat a question about the Stocktonian gangster Nate Diaz. Here's the response of our hero.
Hey Diaz, let's go, brother. Let's go. I'm gonna get some smoke, bro. I'm gonna give him some shot, bro. And let's see who is the real gangster. Masvidal, he has fight. People has like something. He has some bad, I don't know, belt something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take everything from this UFC, brother. Now I am UFC, brother.
But he was quite far away from the opponents of such rank. Either way, after another stunning performance by Chimaev, it became clear to everybody that he was willing to conquer the fight game for real. After properly promoting him in the media, the world's best league gave him an opportunity to break into the top 5 of the welterweight division. To achieve that, the the matchmakers put the young talent against the Brazilian veteran of the championship caliber who not that long ago fought for the title against Kamaru Usman.
I gotta look at watch his first 2 UFC opponents. Do you know their name? Anyone? No one knows. So those guys, for sure, they're pretty tough to be in the UFC, but they not Gilbert Burns. They're not on the top of this division. So, if all due respect, sorry for you if you were one of these guys. No offense, but I'm at the top of the division. You know, I give these guys the opportunity. I want to fight him because I believe he's very good. I don't see a monster.
We needed to clarify that Gilbert Burns was in his best form possible, not that washed and aged Durinho on the streak of losses that we see now, but an unshakable and tough warrior who really wanted to test the hungry beast. The fight happened in April of 2022 at UFC 273.
Division, he lose like when it comes to Usman, he lose and start to cry, and he beat like old man. It was like, you know, like, what is his name, Damian Maia, almost 40 years old.
I'm gonna smash that guy, knock him out 1 minute, guys. I promise you. He's too little boy.
Let's do it, can't wait.
Scared boy, you know. I feel he's in there. I said to him yesterday, show his power. He couldn't show that. He said, I show you last Saturday, and he turned around, you know. I was there.
I'll show you Saturday.
Wow, brother.
Keep going out there Saturday and put on a show, and I believe I'm gonna get a win, but the hype will be over on Saturday.
See. Not back and forth. I'm gonna go in the cage and like I do always and take his head and go home.
Khamzat Chimaev, minus 525, the bank favorite at closing as straight right hand drops Burns.
It seems like the Chechen Wolf didn't lie when he said those words at the press conference. History taught us that he was too stuck on his desire to knock the Brazilian out, which he paid for by taking a lot of damage. But we have to admit that in the span of 15 minutes, the guys delivered an aggressive and bloody brawl, not for life but for death. Special mention goes to Chimaev's jab that knocked Burns down, and Khamzat's inhuman toughness in the face of cannon blasts from good old Gilbert. In the end, Borz secured his first career victory by a unanimous decision.
Tough guy, brother. I didn't know he was so tough. But the guy come up with Brazil hard, you know. I know Brazilians. Many guys, my brothers.
It wasn't not like something surprise from him, but this was wrong for me. My coach told me all the time, slow down and work more technical. I just wanna like take his head off, you know, like always that we do. And next time I'm gonna work for that, you know. I was too excited to knock him out, you know. I was like, say to everybody all week, gonna knock him out, gonna knock him out. I tried to knock him out, you know. That was wrong for me from the beginning. The guy was tough, I didn't accept that, you know, I would be like that. But from first second to last second, I had to try to finish him, you know. Next time I'm gonna work a little bit smarter and yeah, gonna smash somebody.
To everybody's surprise, the community didn't wait that long to see the Chechen star's next appearance in the main octagon. By September, the World's Best League planned to put on its 279th event with quite exciting matchups. First of all, they booked a fight between Li Jingliang and Tony Ferguson in the welterweight division. A very unexpected decision given the fact of El Cucuy's extremely sad state of affairs. And in the main event, they put Khamzat Chimaev against Nate Diaz, who had the last fight left on his contract.
Real gangster here. I eat the gangster for breakfast. That's why I'm here.
Remember when I Donald Cerrone here on New Year's, and who fought on the main event with Brock Lesnar and
that was a Brock Lesnar fight?
Brock Lesnar and Overeem, I think.
As it was getting closer to the set date, it began to seem like all the circumstances surrounding this event started to get increasingly bizarre. At first, The Stocktonian acted as if he was forced to take this fight and absolutely didn't care that the league threw him to the young wolf to build him up in the media off of his name.
Yeah, for sure. So I gave up on preparing. I'm just like, whatever. Beat me.
Then the UFC 279 press conference was simply cancelled, while confused president of the company announced this news, reasoning it with the fact that there was a mass brawl backstage and this decision was the most appropriate one in this situation.
Yeah, this ain't gonna happen. I apologize, everybody. I am in very weird waters here. This has never happened in the history of this company. So, trust me when I tell you this is the right decision not to do this press conference right now, and yeah.
Even though we didn't see any footage of a mass brawl neither at the time of the events nor after it all came to an end, there was only this and Dana White's words.
Stop. Say that now. You're not about that life, kid. You're not about it, kid. You're my Come on.
That would have been bad. The Diaz camp showed up with 57 people. Khamzat's team had 30-something people. And then you had multiple guys going on back here. It was crazy. It was absolutely nuts back here. Did you guys hear it out there?
No, the music was so loud we couldn't hear it.
It was loud back here. I thought everybody could hear it out there anyway. I didn't think it was going to be a shocker when I walked out there, but
Then it went from bad to worse. Suddenly, Khamzat Chimaev failed to make weight and the whole main card was left hanging on the hook, while the event itself was on the brink of cancellation. Nate Diaz refused to fight Borz, who didn't make the weight limit of the division.
Ranked UFC welterweight contender, the undefeated Khamzat Chimaev.
178 and a half.
178 and a half, the official weight for Khamzat Chimaev.
Shit, I don't know. I want to move continue. Hey, this is Chechnya, motherfucker. Shut up, guys. And fuck you, boy, up. I'm fucking backstage as well. Woo!
And at the very last moment, the organization made the Knights move. They put the fight between Nate Diaz and Tony Ferguson as the main event. Chimaev got a spot in the co-main event with Kevin Holland at a catchweight, while the American's opponent got Li Jingliang, who initially was supposed to fight El Kukui.
Hey man, it all happened for good reason, but all these guys claiming they're gangsters, they're not gangsters. They wear makeup for the HD cameras, and that's as simple as it is.
Fight everyone, you know, so for me, I'm not here to come on a cut weight to die in the bed, you know, so I'm here to fight, you know, I want to fight with everybody. So now I'm going up, so we'll see that.
You know, it's been a roller coaster. A lot of my family is nerve-wracked because they know I can't wrestle, but I'm happy because I know I'm getting paid, so it doesn't matter. Let's do it. That was on me. 5 rounds was my request. The boy was tired as hell going against Gilbert Burns for 3. I figured we'll have fun for 5.
As Khamzat himself admitted later, after he quite expectedly faced a wave of critique for not justifying the promotion's expectations, it wasn't his decision to stop cutting weight.
Everyone speak about I didn't make weight, you know, once in my life, and there was some plans to do that some way. It's not my plans, but I can't say everything here, and yeah, you know, but everyone speak about my weight, not Paulo Costa's. I don't know how many times he missed weight.
We won't delve into conspiracy theories and just let you make your own opinion about these events. Speaking about the actual fight, Khamzat Chimaev gave his all and delivered one of the best masterpieces in his career. He clung to poor Holland like a python that hasn't eaten for weeks and did not let his prey go until it tapped from a submission choke. Overall, it took Borz 133 seconds from the start of the fight.
I'm most dangerous guy here. I got a cover for everyone. I kill everybody. Allahu Akbar.
If I punch him like hell, I would kill him, you know. I would be in the jail, so maybe I have to be happy. So why not? Listen to my coach. If he said go 170, we go 170. When he says heavyweight, we go heavyweight. So I don't care. I do my training camp and how he says we train hard, never stop. I'm gonna go back like.
After that, Khamzat disappeared for more than a year, but it wasn't his fault. As we know, he had long been struggling with getting a visa which would allow him to compete more frequently. On top of that, our hero continued to experience health issues due to excessive, exhausting training. Borz trains night and day like a maniac, and this kind of stress to the body always leads to problems with the immune system with all ensuing consequences. But he still made attempts to get a fight. By October of 2023, Chimaev was planning to return to the middleweight division to share the octagon with Paulo Costa at UFC 294, which was supposed to take place in Abu Dhabi.
You want to fight me?
No, I said, do you said in interview?
I want to fight you. You want to fight me?
Fuck it up right now.
Okay.
Yes, come on,
Let's
come
go.
down.
Let me hear. Let me hear.
Just so you know, Chimaev, I don't need have a couple of guys with me. I'm arm of one man, you know? I walk alone and I can beat you alone with just one hand.
This is older footage not related to the build-up of this event. In fact, these two already had time to exchange a couple of kind words back in 2022. At that very moment, Khamzat was set to fight Diaz, who was replaced by Holland, while Borz was simply putting in work in the training center during the fight week and allowed himself to create a little buzz.
What the fuck? Dude, this is parade. He's terrified. Terrified. Look at this. What the fuck? You can't hide from me. You can't hide from me. Bro, I swear I forgot. I feel sorry for him. Oh my God. I came to you, motherfucker. I came to you. I don't really think this will happen because he don't want. He's avoid fight me. You know, he don't want to fight me. He just want to fight small guys, smaller than him. You know what I'm talking about. And the guys who has no wrestling, has not take down defense, has no power to hang up, you know.
Look at this. Homer Chechen has no chance. Zero. No chance. I'm gonna destroy him. Paulovich. You dead, man. Just be sure, come up to the cage, beat you up, send you back in the package to Brazil. But still in Brazil, they don't want you. No countries recognize you.
I hate that dude, so I'm training just to make him suffer, you know, not only beat him, but I want to do that in great style. You know what I mean? So I put all my skills and all my concentration, focus to be better than ever. Physically, mentally.
Good, feels good. Make that guy cry, you know, in the cage.
You're gonna make him cry?
Yeah, like I always do.
Like Chechen, you know, because the guy is not real. He told me I'm fake Brazilian, but he's fake Chechen.
Okay.
I know. He moved from his country, and he moved to Sweden.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's a gourmet Chechen. That's why he's not original Chechen.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because he's on hype.
Yeah.
I stole some his hype.
Sure.
I stole
his
night sleep. I stole his cap.
Yeah.
I stole his main event fight.
Yeah.
You know?
You think
I
you're the
stole
reason?
everything. Chimaev, you need to do something, motherfucker. I stole everything that you had.
Chimaev and Costa had intense relationships for a very long time, and it led to a more exciting build-up for the set event. And to be honest, that's the reason why we were so hyped for this fight. But it wasn't meant to happen. The Brazilian had to pull out 12 days before the UFC 294 event due to the fact that he needed to have surgery on his elbow. Khamzat did not want to stay without a fight and accepted a short notice call against the former welterweight champion, the Nigerian nightmare Kamaru Usman.
Usman is like a fighter like me, but he's old version. I'm new, you know, it's like different. Like iPhones come out.
More so my conditionally unlimited. So
I can't get tired in the fights, man. Just gonna go smash the guy.
You know, stepping out there and knowing that I faced the biggest, baddest dudes during my era, and I was able to put them down. That's something that I think any man can relate to.
I only one just smash somebody, you know. I don't know how I like France, but just go in the cage, smash the guy.
No change of opponent in the last moment did not faze our hero. On the night of the fight, he entered the cage and went the entire distance with a former UFC champion whom he beat on the scorecards and earned a majority decision victory. The first round deserves a special mention, in which Borz was ragdolling the Nigerian on the ground and not letting him get back up.
And the guys, Dana, Hunter, thank you for everything. I was in the gym but small room, 2 meters. In 2 meters, all I own is just bad the training stuff. I didn't have a food because these guys, I'm who I am today. My mother has Sean, thank you, and Mick Manor, Magdi, my manager, Zlatan, thank you, brother. You come support me.
And now we finally get to the latest performance of Khamzat Chimaev in the fight game. Even though initially the World's Best League stated that they would give him a title shot in the case of a victory over Kamaru Usman, in reality it didn't happen. Instead, the matchmakers offered the Chechen another fight in the middleweight division to determine the next #1 contender for the title. This fight was against Robert Whittaker.
The main event will be former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker versus 13-0 undefeated Khamzat Chimaev to see who will be the #1 contender for the UFC middleweight championship.
Initially, these two were supposed to share the octagon on June the 22nd of 2024 at UFC on ABC 6.
Bro, this one, Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev in Saudi Arabia, that one is gonna be fucking wild. That's a wild one.
Honestly, I was kind of just doing my thing, you know, sitting with the family, and I got a text message, hey, thinking about fighting, what do you think about fighting Chimaev in June 22nd, Saudi Arabia? You know, my calendar was free, so I was like, yeah, why not? I definitely think the goal, much like all my other opponents, is just to go out there and fight my fight. It's about going out there and pushing my game plan onto him and seeing how he adjusts to me, because I bring an arsenal of skill sets that he's not ready for, I believe. And I think the surest way to victory is to go in there, obviously not play to his strengths, which is not engaging in the wrestle, but not be afraid of it. I can wrestle with the best of them, and I've shown and proved that.
Whittaker, in the call with my coach, I said he's number one in this division now after the easy, and I like that fight. I want to fight with him as well. Robert Whittaker, I'm ready for him. I told him when I see last fight, I told the guys, the easy fight for me, you know, like how he fights, how he fight the guy, it's like, for me, makes comfortable when I see this fight. He gets took down and he give his back to the guy who is not wrestler, not like ground guy, you know, like never all his fights he's doing on stand up, take his back. When I see that, if I take his back and he's off his fight, you know, like.
However, we couldn't see this fight in the summer, this time because of Khamzat, who pulled out of the event due to an illness. Recurrent health complications pushed Chimaev away from his goals and plans. That's why he was replaced by Ikram Aliskerov. If you remember, it's the very guy whom our hero handed the first loss in his career. Since then, and up until the fight with Whittaker, the Dagestani was on a winning streak and took an opportunity to break into the rankings. Unfortunately, this attempt wasn't successful because the Reaper knocked Aliskerov out in the very first round.
I told everybody I'm the boogeyman, I'm the best in the world, and I'm the most dangerous matchup for anyone in the division.
Luckily, the World's Best League did not put this fight on the shelf. They rescheduled it for October the 26th and UFC 308.
You know, I asked for the fight. It wasn't offered to me. I asked for straight after the last fight. I was like, I saw that there was an Abu Dhabi card in October. Timeline fits perfectly, and I was like, I'll fight Chimaev again. Like, let's do it again. Just make sure he turns up, because I look forward to hard fights. I look forward to these fights, and I know that if I beat Chimaev, there is nothing in my way to getting my belt back. And Chimaev, as dangerous as he is, I don't go into these fights thinking about what I have to lose.
On the night of the fight, Khamzat really upset the fans in Melbourne because he completely obliterated Robert Whittaker in the very first round. After taking him down to the ground, Borz pounced on the poor veteran like a predator, took him to deep waters and squeezed his jaw with such power that he tapped immediately. This image of Robert's deformed jaw is still going around the internet as a sign that people should not mess with Chimaev, especially in the first round.
Yeah, before I come in here, they showed it for me, but I felt something was wrong with his chin when I push it. So, but feels bad for that. So, didn't mean to broke somebody's chin, but it's my work, make somebody pain and make me happy and my family.
I feel bad for the guy. He needs a fix. Did you cross paths with him? No, we wanted to. Adam told me let's talk to him. We tried to find him, but the doctors took him somewhere. It's unlikely that they would have talked to you. Yeah, we just wanted to shake hands. We just didn't see him. Currently, Khamzat Chimaev is ranked number 3 in the middleweight division, waiting for his title shot. Right now, things are going very well for him, and we can only be happy for Borz and those huge prospects that await him. Epilogue.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
UFC champion.
Khamzat Chimaev, 30-year-old Chechen mixed martial artist who is at the peak of his physical abilities and media exposure. He has a perfect record, which very soon will grant him a crack at the championship. When Borz just arrived in the UFC, he wanted to do only one thing: to escape poverty, help his family, and achieve some success in the professional sport. As of today, this warrior is one of the key stars of the world's best league, as people can't wait to see his fights and count days left until the events. We clearly see that Khamzat changed in recent years. He became more calm, mature, and experienced as a master of mixed style, and that in turn doesn't promise anything good to his future opponents. The fighter himself admitted that his #1 goal right now is to conquer the championship of the major MMA organization, because he had already achieved financial success. And we don't see any obstacles in his way, because the only question is whether he is going to keep training as hard as before, and Chimaev's progress speaks louder than any words. He's a true machine that can break almost any member of the company's roster in the first rounds. Borz's pressure, his aggressive approach, explosive physical power, and ability to drag his opponents into deep waters are on the ultimate level. If things keep going that way, the fighting community and the UFC in particular will get a new media unit with the status of a champion who will carry the entire promotion on his back and create a legacy for it in the next few years. We genuinely wish Khamzat Chimaev prosperity and long years of performances, and for now, we say goodbye. Leave your opinion in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the new videos, and of course, hit the like button if you enjoyed this one. See you soon.
Smash everybody anyway. What's why are you gonna ask that?
So just smash everybody?
Yeah, everybody. Anything, everything. Every day.
Should I even ask you?
I don't know. If you want.
Sean Strickland?
Smash.
Paulo Costa?
Smash.
Israel Adesanya?
Smash.
Bo Nickel?
Smash.
Roman Dolidze?
Smash.
Dricus Duplessis?
Smash.
Marvin Vittori?
Smash.